So, welcome back to Mega Man X4, where we learned that, we learned that Reploforce took off for space again. So, let's just go ahead and get into this. And see, this first stage is the same as X. I mean, pretty much what you're doing is you're just trying to clean out as many troops as you can. And I play this very horribly, as you will no doubt see. And what I'm trying to do mostly is just try and get used to the moveset. Especially when I'm trying to decide like what to do here. But yeah, really I get my head out of my ass somewhere around the 5-minute mark. But that just does not happen anytime soon, as you will no doubt see. But either way, while watching other Let's Plays and watching some other things, it was actually this interview that I was watching, and I realized that maybe some people need certain niches in order to you know, have, I don't know what that is, like certain niches in order to fill on the internet. And one of them was, I feel like my commentary for the most part has improved, even though you wouldn't know based on the way I've been doing this today. But I feel like certain niches need to be filled, and I kind of want to, even though this sounds grandiose, I kind of want to change the way people think about things. I mean, not that I'm directly brainwashing anyone or anything, but one thing I want to get into is, I don't know how to really accurately describe it, but making sure people look at games in a different way. I mean, not really making sure, but just opening the possibility. That's the way I want to, I guess that was the right way to word it. Open up a possibility towards thinking about games in a different way. And for the most part, I think I've done a decent job describing the games, but with the way I've been able to look at what I've been playing in a different way, I feel that the way I look at certain games has changed, especially this one. But here we are at fighting Colonel, and I actually find Colonel to be a little bit easier as Zero because you can use the wall, you can use the double jump to your advantage, and let's see, what you're doing is just trying to get your shots in whenever he gets done. And unfortunately I hit the wrong button there, I think. But yeah, Colonel is actually pretty easy this time around because, you know, provided you don't miss with the Icicle, which is still his weakness, by the way. What you want to do is just stick to the walls and then just wait for him. And then you can get your hits in that way. And one thing I didn't do as X was, if you stick to the other side of the wall, you can actually get him to aim the other way, which is one way to really cheese this fight. Just like so. And unfortunately, it does take a while to get his health bar down. And the easy way to do that is just to keep slashing at him. But at the same time, I do like this defensive style better because, you know, it causes less problems down the road. So let's just go ahead and finish this guy off, and the ground wave really isn't that big a problem since you have a double jump. And as you can see. But yeah, let's just go ahead and finish this off now. And so you do get a different dialogue whenever, or between Colonel and Zero, because Colonel and X really hate each other, but then Colonel and Zero are friends. So that's just kind of how that went. But yeah, Colonel dies and Zero ends up killing one of his friends, which actually does come into play later on. Actually, it will pretty soon. So now we learn that they left for outer space and Iris went with them. And see, here I just go to Frost Walrus' stage to farm. But then I just ended up editing that out. But anyway, what we're doing is just clearing out these, or what was it, we're just clearing out all these enemies. Really not that big a deal. Let's see, the only thing you do have to worry about is those missiles. I mean, they can wear you down at a pretty good rate if you keep getting hit by them. But at the same time, this first part's simple enough. Yeah, might as well just get that power up for good measure. And now for the boss. And see, we have Iris holding what looks a lot like the evil energy from Mega Man 8. Which I guess makes sense considering how alike Mega Man 8 and Mega Man X4 are. I mean, they have the pretty much the same design and the same voice actors and a lot of the same things. And see, yeah, that's something that Iris, I guess, found a way to harness. I have no idea though. But here we are fighting Iris, and what you have to do is you just have to hold her off for this first part, and then let's see, you have to wait for this or wait for those cannon blasting shots. And once that gem comes out, you have to destroy that, kind of like Richter in Symphony of the Night when you're fighting him. I mean, they both pretty much work the same way. And what you have to do for that part is you have to wait for Iris to fire first and then get off to the side, and then that gem is going to fire too. And if you don't do it right, you're going to get hit like here. Then again, considering I did let that mine or whatever hit me instead, I guess that worked out pretty well for me. Yeah, see, here's where I get in trouble. And you kind of don't want to get hit by those lasers because they do a ton of damage. I also really hate how the touch damage works in this fight because I'm trying to use the U engine to do the most damage, but then I end up running into the stupid gem. And now for the scene you've all been waiting for.
Iris!
Zero.
Hang in there, Iris.
Please, stay away from Replophos. Let's live together. In a world where only Reploids exist.
Iris, there's no world just for Reploid. It's only a fantasy.
Yes, I know, but I wanted to believe it. I wanted to live in a world where only Reploids exist. With you.
Iris! 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 Ah! No, this isn't happening! There's no reason for me to go on. What? What am I fighting for?
What am I fighting for? A question we must all ask ourselves at some point in our lives. Whether or not it is fighting for those we love, or the right to do whatever we love, or what we have to live for, or certain causes we have to fight for. And again, everybody must choose what they are fighting for during their lives, and then make sure they commit to it. Okay, fine, I'm just talking out of my ass, but anyway, that's a scene that's been made fun of to death on the internet, as you no doubt know. And here I'm just showing off the high path because I went to the low path with X. And this is one you probably do want to use as opposed to the lower path, because the lower path is just full of hazards, and this one's a little bit easier as Zero because you have the double jump. So I decided to use the low path with X and the high path is Zero. But regardless, you're just worrying about these stupid cannons, or these laser cannons, and then just some other enemies. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it to this second part. Fortunately, they do give you a lantern before you end up fighting General, which we are about to do right now. And yeah, General is a lot harder this time around as Zero because of the way you end up fighting him. You have to get in close and hit him that way. So to do that, you do have to use his fists, or you have to wait for his fists. Let's see, just some other random dialogue. And then we will get into this fight. And yeah, basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to bait him into shooting his fist low, because it is really easy to get hit by those circle shots or whatever the heck they are. But yeah, that's pretty much the strategy for fighting General as Zero, is that you have to wait for his fist and then hit him in the head, which is a really obscure hitbox. But I mean, fortunately the hitbox in this game is pretty generous compared to X3, where you had to hit like one precise spot, otherwise it doesn't work. Yeah, so this is kind of a mistake I made while fighting, is that you really don't want to, you don't want him to shoot high, because you do have to time your jumps accordingly, otherwise you'll end up shooting high, end up hitting you and knocking you off the fist, and then you can just end up taking a lot more damage than you need to. And then here I just wait for him, just like so. And this is why you don't want his fist to be high, because otherwise you can't jump over those shots and then you end up falling off the fist, and you know, life is not that good. Also, those back burners will damage you, so yeah, make sure you watch out for that. But yeah, outside of that, that's pretty much the general fight in a nutshell. But I mean, it is a lot harder because there's a lot more, or a lot tougher to get good hits on him as Zero, compared to when you're fighting him as X and you can just blast him from far away. I mean, whenever he's doing those spear things, just like before. And then here I just wasn't sure like where the shot was coming from, so just decided to pass up on that opportunity. And then, yeah, just do that. Also, that's one thing I found myself doing a lot when I was playing as Zero was, I mean, I am trying to get hits in and I just end up running into the enemy for some freaking reason. I forget why. But anyway, I do end up getting in trouble here, but fortunately I didn't need to use sub-tanks. But yeah, at the end of the day, this is arguably the hardest fight with Zero. And if only because of the way you have to hit him and because of how big a target he is and all those things. And yeah, here I am a lot more careful because I really don't feel like dying here. I mean, I could have used a sub-tank, but screw it, I just decided not to. But yeah, that is it for the general, and with that said, we get the same dialogue that someone else is controlling the final weapon. And of course we know that's Sigma. So with all that said, I will see you in the last part.